Well, hey everybody, my name's Joey Zero, and today I'm speaking with Kahruvel. You may or may not have seen the leaderboards for the event that just happened, but he is currently ranked number 1 on the leaderboards as far as the most Fusion MOA kills. Kahruvel, I just want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks, man. Well, first off, congratulations on getting the top of the leaderboards. How's it feel to be number 1?
No, I don't feel any different than I did the day before or before the event started. So, I mean, it's nice. I logged in and I saw it. My friends started jumping on me. Go, you gotta get online, get event. And I did, and I saw it, and I jumped into it. When this event started, I was thinking, I wonder if they're gonna post leaderboards. I'll go ahead and kill as many as I can. So I just dove right in and started doing it, and then when Steve confirmed it, I was like, okay, cool. So I kept doing it, and this came out.
That's pretty cool. What was your loadout that you were running most of the missions with? Did you use the opportunity to grind your level, or like the levels of your different frames, or did you stick with just your best gear? Did you mix and match? Kind of how'd that play out for you?
For the most part, I did stick to my best gear, my typical gear, because I was looking at it from the perspective of I'm trying to go for maximum efficiency here. In the beginning, for me, I was mostly just trying to help pad that percentage up. So the mentality I brought into it was, again, I want to use my best gear, get these missions done quick, and start over and keep working at it. So I used my Excalibur Prime and my Bratton, both of which are supercharged. My Bratton uses multi-shot maxed out, Serration almost maxed out, it's missing 1 rank, maxed out cryo, maxed out electricity, and maxed out armor piercing. This setup can effectively 1 or 2 shot most MOA units, the exceptions being well, it depends on where you hit them. As long as you hit the black part on robotics, it should be fine. But for everything else, 1 or 2 shots. And for fusion MOAs, it would take around 4 to 5 shots on level 28 or so. And then mine ospreys were kind of tanky. They're not to mention freaking huge. They fixed that in the hotfix today. But those would take they would actually take more rounds to kill than fusion MOAs in some cases.
Okay. Did you mostly run with a clan, run with your friends, or is it mostly like solo and pugs?
It was mostly online play. I play with pugs. I did play with friends, but they don't exactly have the appetite for Warframe that I do. So I play with them as long as they wanted to. Then they wanted to take breaks or had to do stuff. So that whatever. So I went ahead and started playing with pugs, mostly online matches, and I played Bale, the bottom of Europa, which was that's mobile defense. So I played with pugs. Went ahead and sometimes when I was sick of playing mobile defense, I'd take a break by going to solo, and I would do a capture mission or 2, and then I go back to mobile defense just to keep it interesting, so my brain doesn't rot out.
Okay. Were there any particular tactics that you used to get a bunch of kills or anything like that?
See, the thing is with the Corpus mobile defense is the spawn rates of enemies are highly dependent on the tile sets around the mobile defense room. I call it the MD room for short. The MD room doesn't exactly have any spawning locations in it. It needs to rely on tiles outside, and I found this out through just doing this over and over again until I finally. It was like a light went off in my head, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. So after playing a little bit, min-maxing a little bit, I found out that, for example, in Grineer MD missions, you can get a constant steady stream of Grineer. They just come pouring in, and that's because the rooms around the MD room are usually the same ones every time you run through, and they all have extremely high spawn rates. Corpus MD is a little bit different. I've noticed that there's no spawn point inside the MD room. And it's also kind of tiny compared to the Grineer one. The Grineer one's huge. It has an outdoor-ish kind of area with a roof. Corpus doesn't have that. The only spawn areas you have to rely on are outside. So in every Corpus MD room I've discovered just from playing regularly, like not regularly, like a crazy photo this weekend, is there are two ways into an MD room, and they each, like I said, they're dependent on the amount of space in the tile you're adjacent to. So let's say you're attached to an extraction zone on one side, and then the other end of the MD room is the hangar bay. Well, Corpus can't get up that elevator in the hangar bay, so you get almost no mobs through there. That's why there are cases in MD where there are no enemies coming into the room. Like, they trickle in 1 or 2 at a time, and then everyone leaves the mission with like 20 kills, and that's it. And then other times you'll be adjacent to rooms like, you'll be adjacent to outdoor areas, which are, they have immense spawn rates. Things will just, if you get yourself positioned properly, Corpus mobs will just come flooding in nonstop, and it's like a water faucet was turned and everything just came spilling out, and there's Corpus everywhere. And then some other large rooms also have pretty decent spawn rates. But again, it's mostly outdoor areas. Ravine doesn't count. The ravine actually has a small spawn rate, but the rest are fine. I discovered that when you go to an adjacent tile and you're not in the MD room, everything past that tile facing away from the MD room is where the enemies are going to spawn in the next tile over. So what I would do is I position myself in a way, with the gear that I had, I was able to solo just constant streams of Corpus at those levels. So, because it's not Pluto, they're not exactly difficult to kill. So I would get myself in a position near an outdoor area. Sometimes I'd stray a little bit, but not too far. I'd always make sure I had enough energy as Excalibur Prime to, super jump or slash dash or whatever. If I saw any damage hit that pod, I would jump up and just make a straight beeline back to the MD room, come back, kill whatever I needed to do, and then go back to where I was farming. The rest of the team, they can handle the other doorway if there's other stuff coming in there, and the pod's kept safe. But nothing, as long as I'm standing in that area, nothing will come through that door from my end. So I can just sit there and rack up. That's how I ended up racking up kills. Yeah, it's a little bit, I think that they need to fix that a little. I think they need to fix it so that there's constantly a stream coming into the MD room so that you don't need to do that. But that's the strategy I use for it. And like I said, hopefully that fixes it.
Awesome. So the event lasted all weekend, Friday to Sunday. What kinds of hours did you put into the operation?
A lot. I mean, it's the weekend. I don't work on the weekend. So it came down to, I maybe took altogether for both days 2 to 3 hours out of the game and not playing, and then the rest of my time for the whole weekend it was spent playing this event, because as soon as it came out I was like, this is something new, this is an operation, this is gonna be fun. So I just jumped in and started killing, slaying, slashing, whatever, and I didn't stop until the event ended. I mean, I slept when I got tired. I didn't like force myself to stay up all night because I'm not that hardcore into it, but I mean, let's face it, I killed a lot of MOAs. I put a lot of time in. There's no denying that. For this weekend, at least, I have no life.
It's funny. Did you run into any problems or setbacks over the course of the event? Anything kind of pop out at you?
No, I actually kind of answered that one. I mean, besides the issue of the spawning system being broken, I guess. The other thing that I ran into was fusion MOAs hit really hard on the terminal. If you get one on the terminal at like the level that we were fighting, like level 25 to 35 I think it was for Europa, if one of those gets on that terminal within a span of like 10 to 15 seconds, it'll kill the shield and it'll be down to like 80%. And then anything past that is you're in the danger zone. It'll wreck this thing completely if even just one slips by. There were times where I'd be killing stuff, I see the pod start taking immense damage, I'd charge back expecting a huge drove of Corpus shooting at it. Nope, it's just a fusion MOA sitting right next to the terminal in the corner. No one can see it because it blends in with the background.
All right. Was there anything that you would have done differently, like if you were to start over, like if you woke up and it was Friday morning or something like that?
Probably wouldn't have played so much, but joking aside, probably not. I had a decent setup with my gun. I think I did semi-decent setup with Excalibur. I haven't really been maxed as much as I have my Bratton, but I love my Bratton, so it carried most. I didn't use the abilities for most of the damage, most of the kills. I just used my gun. So no, I don't think I would have changed anything.
Very cool. Did you learn anything new, or like plan to do anything differently for the next one?
I mean, I'm better at killing porpoise. I think I've killed 20,000 of them since this event started. Maybe 15,000. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But as far as what I do differently, yeah, probably not too much. I enjoyed this event because it was something new. So.
Okay. Let's kind of switch to some questions that are, I guess, a little more on the personal side. First off, I saw a post on the forums about some Rubetto. About how much Rubetto would you say that you got through the course of the event?
I need to look it up again. 8,943. Enough to take a bath in.
Yeah, I guess that's just about enough for anything you'd want to build. I guess kind of along the same note, is there anything that you're planning on building next, or you saving up for update 8? Anything like that?
On our usual basis, what I do is I actually my end game experience is mastery, so I just build whatever I can and then level it up and then stop using it. My main is Excalibur and my main weapon is the Bratton, but as far as what I'm building, just whatever I can to get more mastery, because that's my progression for me. It's different for other people, and people might not like it that way, but that's the way I look at progression. So I build every Warframe I can. I think I'm missing Saren, Nyx, and what's the other one? I don't know. Saren, Nyx, and I think that's it. That's all I'm missing.
Is it missing Frost Prime?
Oh, and Frost, and yeah, Frost Prime. So yeah, I've only got 3 standard Warframes missing from my repertoire. But that's my future build for everything. But like once I'm done, or when I'm just playing seriously in Pluto or something, I stick with Excalibur, Prime, and my Bratton. So I don't branch out too much.
Awesome. Well, what do you think about the Frost Prime? Do you think it was a fitting reward for kind of anybody that participated?
I approve it completely. I mean, Frost isn't my thing. I don't think I'll spend too much time playing the frame. But I do think it was a fitting reward. I do think that it was a good idea to give a Prime frame out as easily as they did, because it helps free-to-play players feel more inclusive in the community, and that's what you need. You need the game to be able to embrace all players, not just the ones that pay for it. And I think this is a good step in that direction. I think this was a good idea. It's definitely going to make people feel as if they're more included in the community, that they're not completely forgotten because they're not paying money. Because a large portion of a free-to-play game is the free-to-play base. So, I mean, one of the previous games I played, I think a GM told me that it was like 10% of the game's players were heavy payment users, and then the other 90% were free. Those 10% won't stay there if the 90% aren't having fun and they just up and leave. So I mean, it's not. I don't see any point. Like a lot of games, they gouge players. They won't let them have exclusive items like Frost Prime without paying. This game, in my opinion, just from my personal experience and the free-to-play games I played in the past, this is one of the more generous games I played, if not the most generous. So yeah, I think it was a fitting reward. It's not something I would use personally until like after I rank it up to 30. But I think it was a good idea. It was a step in the right direction.
Awesome. How long have you been playing Warframe for? I know that your profile says you've got kind of a good number of hours logged in there.
187. A little bit too much, and that's not counting the time I'm in the menus, because I think that only counts the time you're actually in the maps themselves. So it's a lot more than that, just using mods.
I'm pretty sure that's just mission time.
Yeah. I started in early April. A friend introduced me. Until then, I was playing PlanetSide. I kind of fell out of favor, the game fell out of favor with me, rather. And then as soon as I was like looking for something to do, I was replaying like the Nameless Mock for Deus Ex, and the original Deus Ex, and all kinds of old retro games. I actually pulled out my GameCube and started playing that. But then I found Warframe, and I've been playing it non-stop. Like every time I get a free moment, and I'm not doing something, or if I hadn't been working, I just jumped in, and it's a blast. I love this game so much.
Very cool. So you came in with the open beta and Steam and everything?
Yeah, I missed the Bratton Vandal. regrettably. Man, I would give every mod in my inventory for one of those things.
What's the kind of the feature that you're looking forward to most in Update 8?
I'm an explorer. I love exploring environments, so I'm looking forward to like the new tile sets, the new maps. I'm also looking forward to, and I'm pretty sure they'll add some. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure they'll add more tiles for like the Grenier asteroid and the Corpus Arctic base and the ships and stuff. I mean, that's always going to keep growing. They're going to keep growing the tile sets because they can. It doesn't cause any graphical impact lag on the user, and it makes the maps more varied. So they're going to do that. But like more tile sets. I guess the dojo system. I mean, I don't really have a big of a clan. It's mostly just my friends. But I am looking forward to like trading resources and other stuff like that. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be helpful for players that don't play as much. You know, I think everyone's got tons of ferrite, but I got stuff like Orokin cells that I don't use at all. So I mean, given the option, I'll give my friends like as much as they need, and it'll make it easier for them. It'll make it more enjoyable for them. They'll play more, and you know. So yeah, overall, there's a lot of new features that are coming in Update 8 that have been speculated upon. They've been announced, and overall, I'm really excited about the patch.
Awesome. Is there any advice you've got to all those people out there kind of hoping to rank higher on the next one?
Well, here's hoping they fix that spawning issue with Corpus, but you know, I think when it comes to like getting a lot of kills, just stick with your best gear, and then also maxing out your weapons and knowing what weaknesses the enemies have is a definite plus. Every single enemy type has a different weakness to elemental damage. Everyone knows that. Now, like for example, infested don't take electrical damage. If you put an electrical mod in a gun and you're fighting infested, you're not going to get any kills based on electrical. Oh, you'll get kills, but you won't get any electrical damage whatsoever. So it's a wasted mod. Corpus, like fire, does reduce damage, so you don't want to equip fire when fighting Corpus. And I think cryo does reduce damage to Grenier, so you don't want to use that when you're fighting Grenier. I mean, well, I guess if you want to slow them down, but if you're looking for max damage output, that's what you want to use. So basically, check the wiki. In my opinion, that's the best way you can learn about how to maximize the amount of damage you're putting out. Check resistances, check vulnerabilities, and that'll get you set. Like for example, I used electrical mods and cryo against Corpus because that's what they're weak to, and it did immensely more damage than if I would have just used my Hellfire or something else, you know.
Awesome. Anything you want to say to the devs or to the player community as a whole?
You know, for the developers, you guys are doing great. This game is probably one of the best free-to-play games I've played ever. The pricing on some of the cash shop items is stellar. It's affordable. I mean, it's like $1.30 for like a catalyst. I mean, it's only 20 platinum. It's just easy, you know. It's easy to get into this game, and it's easy to really enjoy it. So, you know, there's going to be some naysayers in the forums saying this game is going in a bad direction, but personally, I believe this game is going in the right direction. So my message to developers would be, don't let that flag hurt you too much. There's an equal, if not greater, amount of people that support you, and you know, I'm one of them. For players, it's one heck of a great game. I mean, what more can I say beyond what I've said already?
Okay. Once again, you guys, this has been we've been talking with Kahruvel. He's the guy that just ranked #1 on the weekend event. Let's see. If you want to check him out, he's got a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/omicrons with zeros and a K. There's going to be a link in the description. Is there anything else you want to add?
It's the Grenier.
Something's wrong.
Heavy activity head. It's the Grenier.
Well, thanks, man. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I hope we kind of got all the questions that I'm sure have been burning in everybody's minds squared away. Yeah, and once again, congratulations on getting rank 1. Good job.
Thank you. Also, you know, I'm pretty open door. I don't mind talking to people. I love talking to people. So I mean, if anyone else has any more questions, feel free to send me a PM or whatever. I'm all ears, and I'll answer them, all of them. So, you know, have fun. Thanks.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, my name is Joey Zero, and definitely stay tuned for more updates and guide videos. And see you on the next one.
See ya.